Hey guys, Zell here with another English audio commentary. This time we'll be looking at the MSL Season 4 Round of 16 match between C and Light. This is Game 3 out of the best of 3, so they are each 1-1. C is yellow Terran at the 3 o'clock position, and Light is purple Terran at the 12 o'clock position, or pink, or whatever. Just a quick reminder, if you are watching these games out of sequence, don't expect me to not spoil them, possibly, because I will be referring to the past matches, who did what well, who did what poorly, who won, who lost, all that fun stuff, because, I mean, it's essentially, it's important to discuss. Anyways, so if you haven't seen any of the game, or all of the game ones, or, any of them that you want to see, go watch them now, because I will be referring to any and all matches that happened on a previous date to this one, not including any of the Game 2 or Game 3s, because they all were played on the same day. But anyways, so getting back to the match here, they are 1-1. C did win Game 1 on Zodiac with a large group of Wraiths as a surprise, and Light just finished taking Game 2 on Blue Storm with a large group of battlecruisers also hidden. So it'll be interesting to see here if either player goes for air again and tries to build up a large hidden army, because that's how the first two games were won. But this map is Katrina. It is quite different than the previous two, with that choke being quite easy to block, although for Terran it's a very usual thing to block a choke anyways, especially with the floating barracks and liftoff and whatever. But it'll be interesting to see which players decide which strategy, because this map is quite a ways around. There is the protected expansion, but Light does have a slight advantage because he can essentially go directly to the east, and he's already in C's expansion, whereas C has to sort of go all the way around because Light's expansion is in the 11 o'clock position, and it is protected via ground right through the main. Both of them are, all of them are actually, so definitely Light can have the slight advantage. Neither player saying on the scout yet. Looks like C is going to go for the fast expand. Light has taken his refinery. I'm not sure if C's taking his refinery as well. Indeed, the fast expand going down. This map definitely begging for the fast expand with the protected natural, but the barracks going down here for Light. Going possibly for the more aggressive approach, because the previous two games were 25 minutes each, if I remember correctly, or so. Obviously with the hidden fleets of air units, both ending the games. So, Light might be a little weary and wanting to just end this match, but we'll have to see if he's just going for the standard tech build, whereas C is obviously going for the expand build and looking to take economic control. There are several other expansions. Aside from the 4 in the middle, there are also obviously the other 2 pairs of expansions at the other 2 start locations, at the 6 o'clock and the 9 o'clock position. So I'm not sure when the last time I've seen anybody take those expansions, but we might see it here. And indeed, the skip going off here from Light in the counterclockwise position and setting off the barracks in the clockwise position. The barracks obviously going to find him, but I don't think, Light will mind this too much, because there's really no rush. C is fast expanding, and there's not really too much information that Light will be losing, but now Light taking that expand, and C does have the barracks up already with Marine coming out, so I might have missed it. You might have put it up first, but I'm not sure, and the refineries are already up. The factory's going up now. So, an interesting, C did set that scout in the clockwise position, so both players setting the scout in the wrong place, and now the SCVs finding each other, so Light might be thinking that C is indeed at the bottom, but if he sees that barracks floating in his base, which he is going to be seeing soon, unless Light pulls it away, then C will obviously know where Light is coming from, because the barracks has no way to get around that fast. But a vulture already out here for Light, so it's going to be coming in. There's 3 Marines here, but definitely going to take that to SCV quite easily, and the Marines not moving in. I doubt C is going to be all that eager to fight, but he's going to keep that high ground. And just sort of if the Vulture micro here from Light is good enough, he can effectively take out these Marines due to the range advantage. But it's not going to happen here. Picks off 1 Marine. He might pick off a second one, but again, that high ground, trying to take the high ground, does take out the second Marine, but the Vulture does die. Quite a better, slightly better economic trade-off. 25 minerals. Not going to bother either 2 players right here. But generally it's just more of a scout to know who's going what, because the machine shop is going up. Second factory is already going down for Light, or for C rather, and Light again also putting down the second factory. just like what happened in the previous two builds. But it'll be interesting, excuse me, to see who builds the starport first, because in both games, the starport went down relatively quickly for C, whereas Light waited more so after the second factory, and generally put out the dropships. And in the second game, obviously going with the battlecruisers at the 11 o'clock position in his hidden base. Although it is odd because C did scan and he did see the 3 starports with the control towers, all with activity. I'm not sure why he didn't switch to a lot of glass. I mean, I guess there were some tanks on the ground, but not really all that many. But indeed, the starport already going up for purple, or for Light rather, and so he will be getting some dropships soon. He might put out that Wraith, and the armory already up actually, so Light might be expecting some air here. I don't see the starport down yet, so I don't think he's going to see anything, but the Wraith might pop out just quickly just for the scout. As we have seen, it has played quite an important role. Well, it's arguable that it's played an important role in both the games so far in terms of scouting information and everything. And you see that map artifact coming under fire. C cleverly not destroying it yet, gonna destroy it when he needs it destroyed, but in the meantime wants it as low health as possible so that he can destroy it quickly. Quite possible that is a bad decision if Light can push up here, and essentially he now has a quick way to destroy that map artifact, but I'm not sure if it's a general strategy to check the health of that artifact. But you see here the vultures pushing up with the speed upgrade. I think they had the mines as well. No, actually they do not have the mines. And I don't think he has an armory up either. But that starport does have activity. Indeed, a Wraith is going to be coming out. The engineering bay already coming out. I'm guessing the SCV he had in scout. Actually, the barracks you can see there on the minimap floating over the base. So indeed, the map artifact falling on Light's side, and he is putting up that engineering bay. He is going to be getting anti-air. He does know the Wraith is coming, because it's the only thing you can produce without that control tower, unless he had an armory, which he does have. But Valkyries tend to not be very useful in any sort of play because they are somewhat glitched with their attacking, and it's very shameful because I do really enjoy using Valkyries. But anyways, that's not the point here. Need the Vulture Mines now going down. A sizable force of glass and tanks here from Light, and you see C rather taking the expansion at the inner 3 o'clock position. So making the first move here. Last game he did wait way too long to take his natural, and then he took his other expansions quite slowly, and that's pretty much what cost him the game, piled with the multiple harasses from Light on C's economy, and those vultures cleverly getting in as Light's forces were moving out to destroy those the vulture mines, but not going to cause too much damage here. Going to get taken out quite quickly in the dropship. Clever here, from Light, that building being produced, I'm not sure what it was, but indeed cancelling it after the block got off. So very quick reflexes here, keeping those vultures from doing any sort of economic damage. So definitely C is wary of what happened last game. Obviously he was in it, but definitely more concerned. And you see these tank battles raging across these ridges with that one Wraith spotting for Light. So definitely Light with the quite major advantage in terms of positioning. And that base just coming up here, but it looks like it is going to be coming under fire. I'm not sure if it'll be destroyed, but these tanks indeed will be able to push up quite comfortably with having, excuse me, the spot with the Wraith.